What's up, man? How are you?
I'm doing good. How are you?
I'm doing pretty good. I mean, this interview's been long waited. Haven't gotten it in, but it's okay. Well, we're getting it in now, so that's all that matters. So, before I ask you some questions, you just want to start by introducing yourself for people who may not know you.
Yeah, I'm Andrew Stricklin. I run for Marist High School, teammates with Tommy and Liam, who have already been on the podcast. And I joined Marist 2 years ago, and when I came up from Florida and been running here ever since.
Okay. So, I guess I'll start by asking, when did you start running?
I started running not I played soccer, so I'd always run to get in shape for that. When my elementary school would have like a club run, like club,
Mm-hmm.
we'd have like practice 2 times a week maybe, and then like it would be a mile race on Saturday. So I did that, and then that carried on to middle school where I participated in that. Still really training for soccer until more high school when soccer wasn't looking the greatest, and then I really mainly started focusing on track last year when I moved and quit soccer.
Okay. So, how do you think soccer has impacted your running as far as it has now?
Well, I mean, for soccer, I was a goalkeeper, so I never really had to run that much. But that was for club, and then for school, I did play in the field, so that definitely helped me um, gain some like fitness and help the transition a little bit easier.
Okay. So, since you started running in high school, I mean, what was it like transitioning in, did you transition after your freshman year up to Maris?
After my sophomore year.
After your sophomore year? So what was that like? Just like changing schools like that?
It was pretty difficult. I mean, had to leave all my friends behind. But thankfully, I reached out to Tommy, and he was pretty hyped that I was coming because I met Coach McMurray summer before that, and we had met at the river one day, and we were like talking because we were looking at schools, and
Mm-hmm.
reached out to him, and then he helped me transition. Um, he would like we would run together over the summer, and like he would just tell me if I had any questions. I'd really ask him about like school wise, and then he just helped me meet some friends that I have today, which are
Mm-hmm.
he's been a really big help.
So what was freshman and sophomore season looking like as far as running goes?
Um, Not that good now, but looking back, it was back at my old school. It was more about like team based and having fun. I was around 17:45 5K in cross and like 4:45 in the mile freshman year. And those are both pretty good times for our team there. We did make it to the state cross country meet, but we were never really in that. We were never in contention to win, but like it was always a fun experience with the team to go up and um, like go spend a night in Tallahassee with them. And then sophomore year, I was 17:27 and 4:37, so not really. I mean, decent progression, but not like a huge jump like I had from sophomore to junior year.
Yeah, I mean that may be the craziest mile progression and 5K progression I've ever seen. 436, you said, or 437 down to 412.
4:37, yeah.
That's insane. And I was looking back at it earlier today, and I mean, Marist was a powerhouse in the mile last year. They had three of the top four guys in the state. So, like, how do you think it's affected you training with Liam, who's obviously an amazing athlete, and then Tommy, who's probably one of the best milers in the country?
They definitely helped me push myself to be the best that I can. So, a big thanks to them for helping me become as good as I have been, and hopefully they can help me become even better in the upcoming meets that we have.
So, what's the 4 by mile looking like this season?
Um, I don't know. We haven't really had that good conditions to race the mile. So we don't really know what our number four is looking like yet. So, but we have a couple of
Okay.
guys that can probably be for in the mid to low 430s, which would be maybe even 420s, which would be really good.
Mhm. Yeah, that'd be amazing. So I guess I'll jump to your senior year right now. We were talking a little more about the past, but how was this cross country season for you? And more specifically, like what was your training looking like going into this cross country season?
So I'll start over the summer. We went pretty late into the season. We ran Nike Outdoors. So we didn't really start training till like the last weekend or last week of June.
Mhm.
That's when we started training, and then it was like 5 days into training when I got to like run for the like Atlanta Peachtree um, 10K for the like elite high school division, which was a really fun experience to be able to race the first inaugural high school elite
Yeah,
division.
it's awesome.
And then it was a lot of then I went to SMRC. That helped. I've met a lot of great people there. That was a really fun time. And then it was it was a July. I was like traveling a lot for running SMRC, and then like I had a day, maybe day and a half, and then I was on a flight to Utah with for like a little group of us. That was like Tommy, Liam, Kyle, some of our alumni, and then a couple runners from Blessed Trinity. Um, so we were in Utah for like 3 to 4 days. And then we drove over to Boulder, Colorado, um, where we stayed, I think, 10 days, maybe total. So I don't know, it was a little over a week in Boulder. That was really fun. And then Utah, we got to run with American Fork and Crater, which great experience. And then Colorado, we ran with Niwot, so that was pretty fun experience. And then just rest of the times when we weren't running, we were either watching movies or playing. We played a lot of FIFA, so it was
Who was winning those games?
um it was really close. It was Tommy and Loden, and Liam and I, and it was always a really pretty close game. And then there's also a pool table where one of BT's alums, Ryan Susevich, he's really good at pool, and I was like the only one that could somewhat play with him,
Hmm.
and he would always wipe the floor with me, but I was always get like one or two games on him a night, so that was really fun. And then it was another day or two before we had team camp in Asheville, where we pretty much just ran most of the SMRC trails. So that was fun. And then finally, we got some training back in Atlanta, where we were able to like fully kickstart like Atlanta training after like
Hmm.
altitude training, which was a nice surprise or good like training for that because the hills here are a lot less um, like intense as the ones in there, like Colorado, Utah.
Yeah.
Um, and then during the season, it was pretty high mileage. We were around like 55 to 60 during the normal weeks, and then postseason it kind of regressed down to around low 50s, high 40s, and then that ended up working out well as we went 1-2-5 at cross state, which was really cool, even though we still
Hmm.
ended up losing.
Yeah, it's okay. We got second too. Um, but yeah, I'm still mad about that too. I never want to go to Carrollton again. So
I'm glad that's over with. I did
yeah.
not like it.
So you haven't raced any indoor so far. You've raced one like really early season meet. You could call it preseason at Marietta. Do you want to talk about that? I think you opened up and pretty close to your PR, so that was pretty good.
Yeah, no indoor, but we are going to Nike Indoor, so
Oh
I'm
yeah.
excited to do that. Marietta was rough. It was not the greatest, not what I was hoping for, but I mean, like you said, it was really close to my PR, so I mean, I'll take it. Good for early in the season base of like fitness, and I'm excited to get that down pretty low, hopefully, in the upcoming weeks.
Yeah. So what are the goals looking like for this season? Are you thinking sub 9 maybe?
I mean, hopefully, I'm trying to hopefully go around 8:55 in the 32, and
Mm-hmm.
then low or mid 4:00s in the mile.
Okay. So I think I'm gonna give a prediction right now, and then you're gonna give your prediction. We can look back and see who's closer. Actually, you can go first since you're the guy who's gonna be running it.
Um, I think I mean probably. Wait, can you repeat that?
Give a prediction of like your time in 32 and 16.
Ooh, I think I could probably go maybe. I'm gonna say 8:52 in 4:05.
Okay. I have 853. I'm gonna get specific. 853.42. And then I'm gonna say 404, like point 0.1. 404 low.
Spot
So
on.
we'll see who's closer. But yeah. So what event are we doing at Nike Indoor?
We're gonna run the DMR, and then I have individual in the mile.
Okay. So what's that DMR looking like? Who's doing the 8, who's doing the 12, who's doing the 16, and then the 400 runner?
Yeah, so I'm gonna be doing the 12, and then we have one of our hurdlers doing the 400 leg, and then we got Liam on the 8 and Tommy on the 16.
Okay. So are you guys, you'll be up there, won't you? Like,
Hopefully,
there's some solid teams, but that sounds like a pretty solid, or not a pretty solid, a really solid DMR. So,
we're excited.
yeah. So are you looking for any postseason, this meet? I mean, this season?
Postseason.
I know it's
Uh,
kind of early, but,
yeah. Probably like Midtown Mile or like Wingfoot, whatever it is this
hmm
year, and then maybe Running Lane, and then
yeah.
I mean it's just a little early to tell about Nike Outdoor.
hmm So I know you probably knew this question was coming eventually. What are we looking like for colleges right now?
Um, um, I mean, I'm looking to kind of stay more in state, but um, I have reached out to a couple coaches out of state, but um, it's looking. I mean, it's looking good. Like I have options, but still
hmm
hoping to get a bit faster to reach some goal times that I need to reach in order to get to my goal school.
Yeah, I mean, if you go sub 9 early in the season, I think you'll be pretty much set for whatever school you want to go.
Yeah, that would help a lot.
What is that goal school? Or is it just like a variety?
I mean, Georgia Tech and Georgia are like my top two at the moment, so
hmm
hopefully those that time will definitely help me a bit on getting on one of those two.
Yeah. What other state schools have you looked at?
I've talked to Pittsburgh, the most recent. I had a phone
Oh,
call with them like last week. It's pretty cold up there, but
yeah.
uh,
Couple weeks ago, you said you're never going court to me. Going up to the court.
yeah, that's true. But I mean, I just gotta
Yeah,
go. Hopefully, going somewhere. So, if they're offering, I'm happy to look into it. Happy to suck it up.
yeah. I love Pittsburgh. So
Yeah, I
if
can
you
tell.
ever, we'd be like, oh yeah, got the Penguin jersey on. Didn't even realize. Okay, so I'm gonna change up questions now. We focused a lot on like more longer answers, so we're gonna do kind of shorter answers, I guess. Starting off with cross country or track.
Track.
Track. Why?
Um, shorter distances, and um, I mean, cross country is. I mean, I love cross country. I just not a fan of the 5K.
Yeah. Okay. Pre-race meal or post-race meal?
Ooh. I mean, pre-race meal, I have to like. kind of watch what I eat and like pretty much eat the exact same thing, but probably have to go post race meal because I can pretty much have whatever I want,
Yeah.
whatever I'm craving after the race.
Okay. Post-race meal or pre-race music?
I actually don't really listen to music before I race, so I'll probably have to say pre-race meal or post-race
Okay.
meal.
So this next one, I guess, is a little more specific to like each runner, and I've heard a lot of different answers. But if you could only do one stretch for the rest of your life, what would it be? Like pre-race, post-race, only one stretch.
Um, hmm, that's a good question. Actually, I don't know. Um, I mean, probably to some stretch to do with like hamstrings or quads.
Okay. My answer is leg swings. I feel like you can never feel as good after leg swings. And if we're going like more broad, I mean there's different variations you could do. You could do
Yeah.
forward facing, side facing.
Mm-hmm.
So I don't know. I feel like that would be pretty versatile.
Yeah. It's a good way to get some
Okay.
recovery on the legs.
So what's your like nutrition looking like? We're going back more long facing or long answering
Um,
questions. Like are you more of a calories guy or like quality guy?
I don't really like um my mom usually cooks. I mean, I usually have the same lunch a lot of the a lot of days
Hmm.
on school days. And then for dinner it's usually chicken, and then sometimes it'll be like breakfast where I'll have like an omelet and then some
Hmm.
bacon and then a bagel with cream cheese. So it's like she was a former athlete, so she knows like what how an athlete should eat for them to be
Okay.
successful.
That's pretty cool. What sport did you do? Was she a runner as well?
No, she swam for the University of South Carolina.
Oh, that's sick. My sister's a swimmer too. So, if you could do like, what's like your favorite type of recovery?
Uh, Probably Therabody boots.
Okay. Are those just like, are those normal type boots? Are those the same things?
Yeah, it's just a different brand.
Okay. Do you have a pair at your house?
Yes, I do.
I think this is the biggest meta in high school and college athletics. You just strap them on or you do homework or like you're playing video games.
Yeah,
So you're
it's so
recovering
nice.
well, being productive. So nice.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Okay, this is one of my favorite questions, and I think there's only a one right answer, but a lot of people way faster than me too, like Graham Blanks have given me not that answer. So, if you could only wear like one type of shoe between trainers, super shoes, and spikes, what would it be?
Between all three,
Like for everything, like easy days, races, workouts, walking around.
um, I mean, for the running aspect, I would probably go Vaporflies, but um, if it's like walking around, I'd probably go where my trainers are now in Pegasus. Um,
Okay. So like
just
overall, like but like combined, like everything. You only get one pair of shoes the rest of your life.
probably Vaporflies.
That's a good answer. Everybody else is saying like trainers. I'm like, how are you gonna race fast?
Yeah,
It doesn't
gotta
make
have some
sense.
speed in them.
Yeah. Have you tried the Vaporfly fours?
And no, I still have like my pair from cross country. So
Yeah. I think I'm mad because I got a pair of like the On Cloud Super shoes, and then like 3 weeks later the Vaporfly fours
uh,
came out.
yeah,
So I'm a little
no,
upset I didn't get
haven't
this.
gotten a pair yet.
Yeah. Okay. So if you could like, oh wait, I'm sorry. If you could cook one meal for a famous chef, what would that meal be? Well, like Gordon Ramsay is a good example of a chef.
Um, I cannot cook at all, so it'd probably probably have to be something very basic like grilled cheese or like toast or cereal. I cannot cook at
Mhm.
all.
Okay. So you like your mom just makes all your meals?
Yeah, pretty much.
What's lunch looking like then? Is it school lunch?
No, I usually have packed lunch, and it's usually like turkey, not bake, turkey and cheese sandwich, some watermelon, some strawberries, um, then like 2 bags of chips, and then I have these little like, um, they're small like cookie sandwiches and cinnamon rolls that I have for little snacks, and then
Okay.
have some string cheese.
I was wondering about this earlier, and I forgot to ask it. But do you, Tommy, and Liam have any classes together, like all three of you?
Not all three of us, but I've had classes with Tommy to the past 2 terms, but I don't have any this term.
Ah, okay. I was just wondering, like, do you guys like talk about running in class, or like, do you guys actually lock in?
Um, term 2, Tommy and I talked a decent a bit about like running and stuff, but term 1, I mean, we're locked in during like class, but like when that a little bit of end of class that like the teacher lets us do whatever we want, really,
Mm-hmm.
we just and we'll talk about running or like what we're doing in the workout tonight or like just like schoolwork.
Yeah, I shadowed when I shadowed one day, me and Coach McMurray, I had his like English class, and we just talked about workouts the entire time. So
Yeah, I'm
kind
not
of bummed.
surprised.
I'm not gonna lie. I wish I was going to Marist next year, but I think I'm happy to be moving up north. Hey, maybe you will too.
Maybe.
We'll see. Okay, I don't really have many more questions for you. Actually, I have one last question. But after that, I think I'll wrap it up unless you have any questions for me. Um, how would you like to like end your career, like your running career? Do you think it's gonna stop at college, or like if you can go on to that, would you?
Um, I mean, hopefully it goes on to college. I would love to continue it through college, and if I could continue it through college and go pro, that'd be like dream scenario. But um, I'd be pretty much content with like going through college, and if it stops there, it stops there. But hopefully, it continues into college. So that's what I'm looking forward to the most this upcoming senior year.
Okay. Well, I'm wishing you the best of luck. I'm sure I'll be at a good majority of your races, and I'm excited to see what you can do this year.
Excited to see what you can do as well.
Oh, thank you. Okay, have a nice night, Andrew. Actually, wait, one last question before we end it. What's for dinner tonight? What's dinner looking like?
Ooh, I'm actually cooking a frozen pizza right now. So
Oh yeah, what a way to
my
end the
mom's
night.
my mom's on her. She's at my grandmother's house in Florida, so I'm on
Okay,
my own tonight. So
a
have
lot
to
of frozen
cook
pizzas the
something
next couple of
simple.
days. Okay, well, thank you.
Yeah, thank you for having me.